It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. You got The Local Show, the 2023 summer edition, or is it pre-fall?
You said summer.
Or is it pre-fall? I don't know. I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my friend and co-host, Steve Roberts. The Local Show features conversations about local businesses. We talk to the business owners, CEOs, CFOs, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, business advocates, and other business-friendly organizations. We learn how they got into business, why they do business right here in Syracuse, New York, and where their businesses might be going in the future. Now, you'll hear all about their successes, challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Gettys Federal Savings and Loan. Good morning to you there, Steve.
Good morning to you there, Tom. You know, it's what guests don't, or listeners don't realize is Tom and I, we hang out, and we really are friends.
It says you.
Yeah, well, that's true. and we have real conversations.
Says one of us.
Yes. Yeah. And we have real conversations about, you know, what the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah, we do.
And you know what, Tom? Most men, I'm going to say this, most men don't have that. Most men are in silos because they actually don't have another guy that they can really be honest with. And we kid and joke, and you're annoying, but
I seek you out for spiritual guidance.
You know what? Everything's
what the kids are calling it these days?
I have a void.
I just want to be your friend because I care about you, but don't tell anybody.
You're right.
You know, but it's good. And as we grow older together, and
yes.
Every week, you know, we hear listeners sharing and saying they're listening to the show, and they don't mind us just chucking and jiving and doing our thing. Bantering, that's what it is. And
yes.
And sometimes we drag guests on.
Yes. Oh, well, we got a great bevy of guests today. Sean Hennessey is the now director of the New York State.
Wow, how about that? Big shot.
Hang with us in the first couple of segments here. And then we'll talk with Sheila Ostrom. She's the owner of Senior Home Care and Alzheimer's Solutions, along with a friend of hers, Lisa D'Angelo. Do you know Lisa? Steve?
What's that?
Do you know Lisa D'Angelo?
Absolutely.
Okay. He doesn't know her, folks. But we're going to learn all about her and what she does. Charlie Van Patten, owner of Mattress Makers, will stop by. Troy Waffner is the CEO of the SPCA now. So there's a little history there. Yeah. And then Michael Johnson, owner of Pro Snow Removal, and his landscaping is all in my backyard. We'll talk about that. Lou Greco is a local guy. He's a comedian and founder of the Uncle Louie Variety Show. It's going to be enough Italian to choke a horse coming up.
I'll just sit back on that one.
Yeah, then Jason Odom is the assistant general manager at the Spaghetti Warehouse. We'll talk to him as well. All on The Local Show today. Stick around for that. Right now, it's Sean Hennessey, no longer the intern.
He was
director.
Actually just an intern.
Yes, I felt that way, actually.
It was quite an upgrade. He went from an intern.
He was a volunteer.
Yes, I mean,
so I don't mind saying. So he's on a few weeks ago. He's the intern director, and now the 2 days of boom, you're the biggest shot there is.
Like a rocket.
So
just because of this show, Steven.
Explain how The Local Show put you over the top.
Well, I mean, isn't it obvious to all your listeners? Right. I mean, come on. Do I have to really explain it? You have very intelligent people listening to this show.
I think he knew what was going on. For people who don't know, Sean, give them your background again in brief.
Yeah. So
don't go all the way to Ireland, please.
Yeah. I will if you'd like. No. So very short. So I started my stay as a public servant with the Office of General Services, working as a building superintendent in Watertown. I became a regional manager with the Office of General Services with Real Property Management, covering Buffalo, Central New York, Mohawk Valley, and North Country.
Sure.
And then I moved over from there to DOT, became an assistant commissioner for operations, working in capital projects and emergency management. working as an ombudsman, basically, interacting with folks in the field and concerned citizens, cat in a tree kind of stuff. And then just put an application in for this job. I also was a co-executive director for an Irish festival in Watertown called North Country Goes Green Irish Festival. And I was a host of a radio show for 15 years. So that all pulled together with my college background and my professional bona fides, and that's how I got the job.
Great. Where did you go to college?
I went to SUNY Canton. Yeah, I went to
so you were way up there.
Yeah.
No, not like Clarkson.
From
not
Queens,
that bright.
From Queens originally, and then went to SUNY Canton.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
When you live in Queens, because I haven't been, I don't.
It was a bit of a culture shock.
Yeah, it was a bit of a culture shock.
Yeah, that first night I thought I was going to die. You'd never seen dark or quiet like you see in St. Lawrence County in Canton, New York. Especially given when I grew up on Main Street in Queens. It was a shock.
It reminds me of that scene in My Cousin Vinny when he gets thrown in jail.
Eerily the same.
And
you blend. You blend.
And then he says, "I'm going to stay in jail," and he falls asleep with no problem because he hears the sirens and the noise and all that.
It's so true. I was so used to it as a child, but no, I've been up in the North Country for 30 years now. It's the best place to raise kids. Right. I love it. I'm an outdoorsman now. Sure. Very different personality than I was.
You know what I can hear, Tom?
What's that?
In his voice? It's Fair Week here. We're on the last weekend of the fair. I can hear that he's tired because New York City is coming through.
Oh no, yeah. I
just like I went to New York.
I went got the pizza, went to water.
It's all coming out because he's tired.
That is very true. I can contain it when I'm not tired, but sometimes it does come out.
As the director, are you walking around during the fair?
I put on more miles on these shoes.
Really?
I bought these as brand new. Look at them now.
So you don't hide in a bunker.
Oh God,
and just
no!
say,
I've met thousands of people.
Radio listeners, I'm describing. He has shoes on. Okay, thank you.
Exactly right. People listening in, take a look at his sneakers. I am a very much. I think it probably comes across. I'm a very active person. Yeah, I love people. I love their stories. I love where they came from. I'm on trams. I go out and meet with every concert. You'll see me in the front there working the crowd.
Okay, say hi to the tram driver George. Have you met George, the tram driver?
George, maybe.
That is Lori, who works here. That's her husband.
Really? That's that George.
That
All
George.
right.
Yeah,
well,
of course.
Great to see you again.
So he looks like every other 60-something-year-old white guy. Gray hair, a little overweight. Looks like everybody. Like all
great. The tram team is great. I tell you, they deal with people all day long, different personalities, and they're just great. And everyone that leaves the tram, whether they're leaving the fair or coming into the fair, they leave with a smile. So they give them a great service.
So there was a period of time that I remember when I was a younger man where the fair every year would break records. You hear, well, this is a record a day and another record and another record. How is the fair doing in its current state this year?
Great. Yeah, it's doing great. Now look, I will tell you, the governor has kind of given us an edict, and so has Commissioner Ball, my boss, and said, listen, less concern. Listen, we always want to, obviously we want to break records, right? But less concern about quantity of people through the gate, and make sure the quality of the fair that you're giving them is really where it's at.
Nice.
Which is the opposite.
Completely opposite.
There was another governor that I will mention that made the fair 67 and a half days or whatever it was.
It's not about that.
They expanded it, and that really changed the culture. And some vendors couldn't do it, and it created issues.
Pressure sensitive place for vendors and for staff.
Squeezing into a couple of weeks, I think was the smart move.
Yeah, no, I think it's the perfect number. 13 works for everybody. It's somewhat of a lucky number, and I think everybody's enjoying their time. As I said, I talked to thousands of folks. Our staff are doing great, although it's a bit of a wear and tear being at the fair for 13, 14, 15, 16, 24 hours, however long you're there for some of the staff. It's a very pleasant environment in terms of us trying to make sure that everybody is taken care of, and those small pieces are big pieces to all of us. So
very clean. Can I just say, we were over there earlier this week.
I'm hearing that.
Very
cleanliness. Yeah, that's good.
A very you walk around and it didn't feel like people are falling on you. It's like there's some room.
There's some elbow room.
Yeah,
I think the way it's, I don't know what happened geographically there, but it does feel like there's a little bit more.
They took out my favorite racetrack a few years ago, Tom, but I'm not going to.
That gave us a couple extra.
I'm not going to be bitter to anybody in the room.
And I think they've limited your time there so you don't take up as much space.
Many people get the limitations on time, but Steve, it happens. These are realities of life.
Let's talk a little more with Sean Hennessey about the fair and what's going to happen after the fair, right here on the local show. So stick around for that. Sean, you got time, right? You
sure.
You can hang out all day.
I'm good.
Okay, good. That sounds good. Stick around. Local show coming right back at you on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back into it and back at it again. You're listening to The Local Show with Tom and Steve, both from Zoey Advertising. You can hear us here on 570 WSYR and 106.9 FM. That's your regular radio stuff. And then you can also hear us on the iHeartRadio app. And if you go to YouTube, you can see behind the curtain and what we do right here in the studio as we, dress for success.
This last week, Tom, I had somebody say, "Oh, you guys do websites?"
Oh yeah, they didn't know what Zoey did,
like,
right?
I'm thankful for the success of the show and all the listeners, but people like, "Oh, well, you do marketing?" So FYI, yes. You'll drive by billboards that we've created. You have jingles that are in your head that we've created. So the radio commercials, by
TV commercials, yeah.
All of the digital, a lot of digital. So in respects to, if you know someone has a business that wants to have a conversation, we don't want to just buy stuff. We want to grow that business. And they were like, "I didn't know that." I'm like, "How do you not know?" So there, now you know.
Now you know a little bit, right? Yeah. So stick around for that. We also do this thing called The Local Show because we felt that local businesses like Gettys Federal Savings and Loan needed a little bit of a bump, and especially it just kind of coincided when the pandemic hit, and it seemed, and maybe it's just my imagination, that big box stores were being touted as, go there, but little guys were being squished out. So we said, let's really champion the little business.
But there was no squishing. Gettys didn't lose a beat.
No.
And then, there was that housing. Everybody's buying a house immediately, which was great because people got their mortgage over at Gettys, got it local. They get online and stuff. Though you can connect online with Gettys, but they're right here. Mm-hmm. And now what's happening? CD rates are up. A lot of people are putting money at a guaranteed rate. And Brian was here last week, and the rates are great. And they change and they go up all the time. And in terms and conditions apply. But great folks to do business. GettysFederalSavingsLoan.com.
Sure.
Tom.
And if you're the director of a state fair, you probably got a lot of money to put in CDs and things. So
Actually, we should get them from Charlie from Mattress Maker. Who's having a Labor Day sale this weekend.
Oh, really?
You could get a
through the weekend?
Through the weekend. Yep.
Nice.
Over there on Bridge Street and across from Chick-fil-A. You could buy a mattress, stuff all your money in it.
I can try that. Yes. And instead of doing it into my kids' pockets,
his mattresses are the mattresses are half price. They're two-sided. I think you should get them from Charlie.
So the state fair is winding down, but still very,
we've got a ton of
robust
stuff
because this is when my wife and I go because I have the DJ company too, so we're doing a lot of wedding receptions.
Sure, it's a busy time for you.
Yeah, so we wait till now to go to the fair.
Yeah, sure.
And we will. So tell me some highlights of the fair.
The last 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. What's going on?
So Jams Fest is on one of the two big stages. Everybody knows we just rebranded.
What's that?
Suburban Park. Yeah. Suburban Park was Chevy Park.
I used to spin there.
The experience
everyone
stage.
knows what? Because I don't know.
Right?
Everyone knows what?
All right. So Chevy Court is still Chevy Court, right?
Okay, it's Miller Court, isn't it?
It's Chevy Court. Yeah.
Tom, right?
It is not a Steve. It's Chevy Court.
It was Miller Court in 1975.
Yeah, I know it was. Yeah, but it is no longer. But it's still there.
Right.
So it's Chevy Court, and the other stage that we have at the back and the somewhat the west end of the fair.
Yeah.
We had several names for it. It was very confusing to emergency responders and especially folks that came to the fair.
Yes.
So instead of keeping it in several different iterations, we said this year, okay, it's going to be the Suburban Park stage, right?
Oh, okay.
A throwback to the former.
Sure. But it makes sense. It's back in the back. There's grass there. It feels suburban. That was genius.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't me, but I'll take credit for it. So no, actually, we had a group discussion inside the office, and that name rose to the top like cream, and it really is fitting. It's a throwback to the old amusement park that was here.
Pretty, and
it's a beautiful thing.
Nice technology over there.
Sunsets there are off the hook.
I like
so
it.
If you're coming for a show that it's the latest show. Well, we have two shows there generally during the day. We have 2 o'clock and an 8 o'clock there.
Okay.
But if you're there for the 8 o'clock and the sun's setting, it's just a beautiful setting. We
were there earlier this week, and the sun was setting, and it was just beautiful there.
Yeah. It really is. It's a really comfortable setting. We had opening night for our first show was there was like 53,000 people there.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
My youngest son was there.
Yeah, Lainey Wilson. She crushed it, and we won't have her back. I mean, we booked her before she hit on the CMAs, and you know, she's obviously got a television show right now too. So the fact that we got her early, we paid next to nothing. I mean, next to nothing in terms of her money, I guess. A lot of money for me, but you know, we got her early, and
that's a free show.
That's a free show.
Just a reminder.
So you got some free shows over there.
Yeah, so that was a record breaker. Nice. So you know, we have some big shows coming up. So Claire Rosencrantz is going to be actually at the Suburban Park stage. We have some shows that are coming up that are somewhat geared towards the younger folks. You know, we try to have something for my age bracket, the old parts. Sorry, and then we have something for the young folks. So Quinn 92 is going to be there this evening, actually 8:00 Saturday night. So I think the show progresses on Sunday as well. And then Sunday we have a Disney dance party, which is really something that we're trying to drive children's programming, younger crowd. Give something, and that show was supposed to be on Chevy Court. Once we started talking to their production folks, they were like, this is a really big show and it's really free. So let's try to get as many people to the show as we can. So as you mentioned, Stephen, you know, the Suburban Park stage is a park setting, wide open. The kids can come and they can dance around, and mom and dad don't have to say, stay right here, stay in your seat. It's very comfortable. It's a park.
That was a good move.
You know? Yeah. So we shifted out there, and that's going to be really a fun night out. You know, we have also Joy Wave, which is, you know, obviously a big 90s band. Young Gravy, BB No Money is going to be our 8:00 show on Suburban Park on Sunday. And then we roll into Monday, the last day of the fair, and we have the High Kings at noon. We have a bit of a shift in times. Normally it's 1, 2, 6, and 8. What we're going to do is we're going to have High Kings at 12 o'clock right at Chevy Court. 1 o'clock we have Hairball, which is a band that replicates other bands like Guns N' Roses, Metallica.
The big hair bands.
Big hair bands, right. And they do it in a way that's like Las Vegas style. They've got a trailer full of outfits. They do Kiss. They do all these different ones.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
That's Suburban Park.
I would.
Foghat at 4 o'clock, right? And then 6 o'clock close out Suburban Park with Skid Row.
Foghat. How about that?
Yeah. That's going to be a
slow ride.
Slow ride. Take it easy. Sorry, nobody needs that this early in the morning.
Since I haven't been to the fair yet, tell me what I might find in the Center of Progress building. Any new type vendors, new products that stick out in your mind?
Tom, there's a guy that sells car wax.
No, seriously.
No, that's old. That's old.
You actually did see that. So all the stuff, look, there's a lot of state agencies in there, a lot of vendors in there. Like if you want to get, baked and candied almonds, all that type of stuff is in the Center of Progress. But a lot of the stuff that you see on late night television there's too. Like I live in the North Country. I live near Watertown. A lot of ice, a lot of snow. They've got the guy with the cone that you put it on the windshield.
So we walked by there earlier this week. My wife, Judy, she goes, I bought that last year and I love it.
Yeah, I bought it.
It's the same old dude that looks like all of us sitting there too. It was the same guy.
Same dude.
Right in that corner at the end, closest to the State Fair Boulevard.
The one with the sweeper is one I bought last year. It's got these three things. It's like a sweeper for carpet and for regular pergo floors that I have all over my house.
I like that.
And all the stuff is really good too. That's the thing. It's not junk. It's cool. Really good quality stuff. So
Center of Progress.
Center of Progress is awesome.
Take a break. Go in. Go look at the birds. I enjoyed so much. It was the amazing, and I say it's God's creation. Look at that. And there's all these, first place. I don't know what makes a good bird. I just know they're really cool.
So we got pigs there. You got pigs and sheep.
Oh my God! No! All the shows, many of the shows that were pre-COVID are back.
Okay,
got a ton of shows inside the Coliseum. Horse shows. We got percherons coming in. Those are the we may possibly have Clydesdale. I won't talk about that. Okay. Yeah. But we've got a lot of the ag that people. Good. And I will tell you, the survey that we do, it may sound strange, but the survey that we do, the number one thing people come to the fair, being completely honest with you, is agriculture. No, it is. Really? It's not the entertainment. Good. They're all close second and third, but ag is the number one.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, we really do congratulate you on being the actual director of the New York State Fair.
Thank you.
And I'm going to say it again, and this is not really kissing your ring or anything like that. You're so personable and down to earth, and I really do appreciate it. I'm a civil servant.
I mean, I really am. I love my job. I love being a public servant, and I'm blessed to be here with you guys.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Sean Hennessey right there, folks. Hope you still get out to the fair and enjoy it. All right. Sheila Ostrom is coming up next, Steve. She's the owner of Senior Home Care and Alzheimer's Solutions. She's bringing along a friend, Lisa D'Angelo from Velocity Clinical Research. We'll find out what she does right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.